These are the 3 best Town Hall 10 attack strategies you need to use in Clash of Clans in 2023. Welcome back to Blueprint. My name's Corrupt. Last time we went over the top 3 Town Hall 9 attack strategies you need to use, so now we're back with the best Town Hall 10 attacks you need to use. So let's start with my personal favorite strategy, the Hope. This works on a lot of different bases, but you mainly want to look for bases that have the king, the queen, and the clan castle in a given area. On this base in particular, the bottom area and even the no-fly zone up top were so good. It basically just gave me perfect pathing for the hogs to move from one inferno to the other. In any case, you mainly want to start this attack off by using a P.E.K.K.A on each side with 3 wizards. You're going to use your final 3 wizards after the log launcher is used with the next couple amount of P.E.K.K.As. This goal is just to start moving in with the heroes, and this is pretty much a small or just a big sort of kill squad into the hog riders. All you're really doing is you're going to try to deal with the enemy clan castle, deal with the enemy king, deal with the enemy archer queen, and then realistically get a lot of value. You've got super wizards in the log launcher in this case, but you can use stuff such as bowlers if you don't want to have them donated to you or you have to, request for them, of course. In any case, you'll want to make sure that you're then going ahead and using your hog riders, just like what I did here. The skeletons are really not even a big issue because you've got 4 heal spells. I basically just structure my attack in a surgical format, so surgically placing in my hogs so that they work kind of in together, even though I really didn't need to do that. I don't think you really need to do that with this strategy. You can just spam them in. You've got 4 heal spells. It's going to be more than enough to clear because like in this example, I got a huge amount of value from the hero portion where the hog riders basically had little to nothing. So that is what you want to take advantage of. It basically is going to be incredibly useful, and you can practically 3-star any base with this strategy as it just works so dang strong. Now, another very strong army is our second army, the Queen Charge Miners. This strategy works really well on a lot of bases, but you're mainly just trying to get pathing. So you mainly want to look for the enemy clan castle and just look for a side. That way you can cut that off and then use the Siege Barrack and the Barbarian King on the other side to where then you've got the miners to work through the middle of the base, basically creating an L shape like you see here. So when you're starting this off, you want to use the Archer Queen in order to help kind of clear some of these buildings, and it makes it a lot easier because you want to be able to make sure that you're getting a little bit deeper into the base. Unfortunately, you don't have super wall breakers, so you're going to need to bring regular wall breakers. So use a test wall breaker and then use a couple more in order to make sure that you're able to open the wall. In any case, like I do here, I'm dealing with a super minion CC. It's not really that difficult. You just need to make sure that you use a poison, a freeze, rage. That's what's going to help you in terms of making sure that you're able to get through that enemy clan castle. I know it's annoying, but it's something that you're going to have to deal with more often than not. In any case, you just want to make sure that you're using more test wall breakers to look for any traps. Unfortunately here, I lose my ability to literally 2 goblins. I don't even know how that's possible, but I use the Barbarian King and the Siege Barrack on the other side. While the Archer Queen is getting some really nice stuff and also allowing pathing to happen, I use the Barbarian King and the Siege Barrack to make that possible on the other side. This is where I then have the miners moving into the base. This is also why you are bringing 3 heal spells. Your queen is not going for nearly as much, so making sure that she gets just enough to create a solid funnel is really the name of the game. So in this case here, we have the hog riders moving in as well. The healers are going to switch off of the queen after her death, and that just allows me to get some really nice value, but you're going to see that healer or those healers come into play later. Using a heal spell early on, using another one in the core, and using one more on the back end is going to help your miners move through the rest of the base. This is where I think that this was really clutch. While this still would have been a 3-star anyways, the multi-inferno is being distracted by all of the barbarians that are being healed up. So a multi-inferno here does not actually take down the barbarians initially underneath healers, where in this case I got extremely lucky and the multi-target inferno was locked onto the barbarians only, and the miners and hog riders moved through the rest of it like it was nothing. This is why it is a smooth like butter strategy. And of course, we can't forget a really strong strategy, the Zap Dragons. This base in particular is perfect for it. Very similar to what you saw in the Town Hall 9 video if you have checked it out. Using the lightning spells to remove all the air defenses, you can more than easily get a ton of value from just using the lightning spells there, to where the rest of the base is practically yours. Of course, we do have multi-target infernos and it makes it really easy, but in other cases, it's just really simple because now that lava hound that you have, you don't really need to bring it in this case, but if you have it, you can actually have that lava hound tank on every single air targeting defense. That's what I love about having the lava hound when there are no more air defenses, because now its prime directive is to help the dragons get through the rest of the base, since it goes for defenses, and of course it makes it to where it can just distract all regular air targeting defenses. This also allows to use the rage spell early on to push the dragons into the base, and this is exactly what I would highly recommend. And using the Stone Slammer is honestly the best siege machine for this. It's a really underrated siege now that I think about it, and it's really good in a lot of situations. But in other cases, you'll want to use the rage spell right in the core in order to help your dragons get through. More than often, they're more than likely going to pan out, but in this case, the sweeper actually helped them stay together, and you still have the Stone Slammer with them. It's honestly why the Stone Slammer is really good. It's practically a tank. It's practically a lava hound that deals a lot of damage. But in this case, the Stone Slammer just does a lot of work for the dragons, where the dragons are pretty much on their cleanup phase. This is where what I have in the Stone Slammer, the Dragon Rider and balloons, work incredibly well. I would personally recommend this CC almost any day of the week, just because of nearly how consistent it is. It is always consistent, and it's always a really good option in a lot of situations. So if I were you, use this CC, and more often than not, your dragons are more than likely to get an easy 3-star. Now, each of these 3 attacks are fantastic to use, so definitely pick your favorite. All the army links are in the description, but you can see them right here as well. But of course, make sure you guys subscribe here on Blueprint for all the other series from other creators, and of course, subscribe for my series here on the Blueprint channel.